part of the team. Alexander Jiku, we know, yes, these are regular centre backs. Ebenezer Anan on the left hand side and Gideon Menta. Obviously, that is the part where we have issues,
left back, right back too. I think we still haven't
found the best solution to our right back issues. But left back, obviously, you expect Gideon Mensah to start. Arthur Kong, we were expecting that at least he could have been cleared, or maybe he would wait for explanations. So these are the things that I think that the FA, even if they are not going to have a presser, they should at least have, an explainer why certain players haven't made a list. Now, in central defense, yes, Ajete, Jerome Opoku, Jiku, and then Salisu, like I said, they were always going to be part of it. Kwadwo Pepe, yesterday, he was in action against Fenerbahce for OGC Nice. They lost that game, but he went off, I think, later in the game. He's a player that they've been looking forward to, 1.85, meters, and I think that he's not too bad as a centre back, and then wait to see what he has. But my concern is, we had the likes of Razak Simpson playing regularly in this team. What has happened to result in the drop and his exclusion from the team in the last couple of games? Because if Joseph Anan, Lawrence Atizigi, who are constantly being called, what has happened to Razak Simpson? He's playing. He's still playing for his team. His club side. So why are we not calling him? It's a concern. Now we are going to try Kwadwo Pepe. Yes, he's at a higher level, playing for OGC Nice in the French league, playing in the big European competitions. But we expect consistency. This was the same Black Stars that the likes of Habib, Eliasu, took over, and then they did justifiably well in those areas. John Boy, all these guys did well when they were offered that opportunity. So I think they would have to give us an explanation why Razak Simpson is off. In central midfield, yes, Elisha Owusu Thomas Partey. Glad that Salis is not part of this. Happy Prince Owusu has made it. Hope he goes there to make a statement to the rest of the world that yes, in the Ghana Premier League, there are extra quality midfielders than you may presume elsewhere. Kwesi Sebo, after his mess in the game that he played in the La Liga, last weekend he couldn't play. I think he was punished for that mess during the midweek, and hopefully he comes back to restore his season. Now Elisha is returning, so we don't know whether Addo is going to stick with the Partey Sebo partnership or he would make alterations to play Elisha in that midfield. That is a question. Mohamed Kudus hasn't really been glittering, but at least is good enough his part. And gladly we welcome Abdul Fattah Ishaku, another outlet and a source of goals. Yes. When we beat Mali, the last time that I think he's played, or last 2 times that he played for the team, he was the one who actually gave that high press in the team. Aside Enes Nyama, I think he's the one who can give us that high press up the field to be winning lots of balls. Glad he's back. Joseph Pencil, yes. Thankfully, during the last time he came to play, we all saw his quality, just that he needs to be decisive in games, in decision-making. Babonsu, yes, also. And then Kamaldeen Suleiman seems to have found, he
has started the season.
Yes, very well. And I think that bar any injuries, he's going to come good. Good that he's part of the team. Jordan Ayew, our most trusted source of goals and the captain of the team. You can't omit him. Iñaki Williams, obviously, you cannot blame him for his lack of goals in the Black Stars. There are times decision making from others doesn't or don't go well. And Antoine Semenyo, obviously. So I think there are not too many reservations, and this is an okay squad. And especially when there's the core of the team that played in the last international window is there for the coach to continue the process and finish up on a high note.
Well, wonderful. Let me go to the line. Michael Asaibrod is joining us. Michael, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Nathan. I'm good. How about you?
Yes, we are fine. Thank you so much for asking. Thoughts on the Black Star squad? Any surprises? Is somebody who's not supposed to be there in the team? And have we missed out on somebody who was supposed to be there but is not in this 24-man team named by Otto Addo?
I think in general it points towards the fact that Otto Addo is now trying to get to grips with his core of the Black Star squad. So there are players that I think even before the squad list is announced, you expect that they will be part of it. And there are some few surprises he throws in here and there. So I think it follows that trajectory. And it is not different from how he did it in the last call-up. just that this time around, he's decided to reward players for their performance in the last national assignment, and then also omit players who did not really perform to, expected levels. Someone like Abdul Saleh is someone who came under a lot of flack following Ghana's games against in the last international window, and many expected that would be the end of him in the Black Stars because they felt he's been offered far too many opportunities and he failed to grab it. So there will need to be changes, and as such, Kwesi Sibo, who had to come in as an emergency caller, came in, did a yeoman's job in the last game we played against Mali, which we eventually won, and he's gotten a reward, which is in the subsequent call-up. He's now part of the original squad, and his place is seen as a replacement for Abdul Saleh Samed. And then again, the surprise package in the middle would have to do with Prince, who's been offered an opportunity from the local league. He's actually been one of the consistent performers for Mediama, and it is because he joined them last season from Okoye United. His story is one that is very beautiful for anybody who wants to use a local league or use local football as a pass or as a pathway to the international scene. I think there's a boy who was groomed right from Offenso State or enjoyed the early part of life at Ashdown, played for Kodoko Baby, schooled at Asanteman SHS, played in the Milo game for a year, and from Kodoko Babies he was transferred to Success Project, Kofoedi Association FC, and then eventually got a loan deal to Okwao United. He returned, and Mediama paid some good amount of money for his services. And just after a year, judging by his performances, he was penciled as one of the best midfielders in the game, and he fits in almost every role. And this season he started remarkably well as well for Ibrahim Tanko's side. Mediama, don't forget, prior to last season were defeated, and he played a pivotal role in there. They have this excellent midfield partnership, and he can suit in a midfield double pivot or in a midfield trial, and he can play on the right side of midfield, on the left side of midfield. His technical abilities allow him to be used in various roles. And Otto had communicated with some people close to him that he actually caught a glimpse of him playing at the Century Cup, which was hosted by Samates this year at Summerboy. And he went to watch it. Yeah, the player caught his eye. He decided to pay some attention to him, and it was there that he got to know that he would love to offer him an opportunity to try out in the Black Stars. And so I think there's a reward for consistency, there's a reward for hard work, and it is the reason we are seeing Prince Owusu in the national team setup. But I think that oftentimes we've been given opportunities to local players, and they don't actually get enough minutes to justify themselves, because I believe that calling them into the national setup, it is not enough. We will need to see them being offered more minutes to prove that they belong. Clearly, you look at what happened with some local players who were called up, particularly Kamaldeen Sulemana. He was the best right back in the league. He was the top scoring defender in the league last season. He was called up consistently into the national setup, but did not really get enough time to prove himself. He was thrown into the deep end in the game against Nigeria, a very, very difficult game. They did not really impress as expected, and that was the end of him. We've not seen it again, but he still continued to perform. He was also very crucial in the DMS wonderful start to the campaign. He scored even in their heavy win against Fishing FC. What has happened to him? Have we forgotten about him all of a sudden? How many opportunities did he get to prove himself? And I can liken his case to someone like Iñaki Williams. As it stands now, we are not so sure that he really belongs in the Black Star setup. And I don't think that in the last month, Iñaki Williams, for instance, outperformed someone like Albert Tamu of Asante. Why is it that he keeps getting call-ups, even when he hasn't really cemented his stay in the national setup? And then there will be other performing local players who will be given call-ups into the national side. They won't get enough minutes, and the next year of them, they are no longer part of the national team squad. And these are some of the concerns people like myself have, regarding how these things are done. I think that oftentimes there is a disadvantage if you play on the local terrain. You get a call-up fine, but in terms of getting opportunities to prove your worth, you don't get it. And then for the foreign-based players, they get called up. At times they are not even used, but they are consistently part of the squad, and it goes on to benefit them at the detriment of the local-based players. And these are some of the reasons some of us think that local-based players are handed a raw deal, and it is unfair. Again, to the other aspect, the consistency, I think with the defense, I am okay with it. Tiku is coming back, and this time around, it looks like we would have been right from the start. For the goalkeeper, Benjamin Asare, his story is also a beautiful one to tell regarding the local scene. He's also in there, which is quite okay. I am so sad for someone like Ibrahim Suleimana. I think that he would have needed these exercises to cement his stay in the Black Stars. His quality, it gives you top-level performance. And injury has ruled him out. So we are not going to enjoy him. But I am happy for his namesake, Kamadi Suleimana. The last international window was a nice off for him. He did not really deliver the goods. He's a player that many expected will light up the seat. And I think that the boiling point, or where the last straw that broke the camel's back, was a selfish display in that transition, or in that instance where he had to just pass the ball to someone like Iñaki Williams or Joseph Pinto. He decided to go solo, and he disappointed. I think that he went back. Atlanta, he showed resilience. He actually impressed in the last game that he played for Atlanta. And I think that being offered an opportunity to come into the national team again and right the wrong, it is something very important. So, all the same, I don't have so many qualms about the call-up, but the only concern I have is with the opportunities that will be offered the local base players.
Wonderful. So, I mean, Michael, just to close out the conversation with you, if I asked you to pick an 11 for the first assignment against Central African Republic in Morocco, which 11 would you pick, or which 11 do you believe can get the job done next Wednesday?
I am straight ahead going for goalkeeper Benjamin Asare. Caleb Irenchi will be the right back. Left back will be Gideon Mensah. And then in central defense, I want to opt for Jerome Opoku and then Alexander Chiku. Then in the middle, Thomas Teipate, if he's ready to go from the start, I will choose him in there. Then I will play Kwesi Sibo. In advanced midfield, Mohamed Kudus will have to occupy a slot as the central attacking midfielder, which we call the number 10. And then in the main attacking areas, I will choose Antoine Semenyo on the left. We'll play Jordan Ayew as a false number 9. And then on the right-hand side, I'll play Joseph Pencil. That will definitely be my selection for the Ghana versus the CAR game.
Interesting. You're going with Joseph Pencil from the start.
Yeah. Because I think we need his energy right from the start. The start needs to be electric. It needs to be explosive. We need to start having a go at them. And don't forget, this is a game that we play on neutral ground. So it gives us some kind of advantage. And if Joseph Pencil tires out, there is a direct replacement for him in Kamadi Suleimana. We need to utilize our wingers effectively. I don't think it makes much more football sense to call wingers up and then you go play Iñaki Williams there, especially when Iñaki Williams won't give you the numbers as you expect. So I expect to see changes in there.
Interesting 11. I won't argue much with that 11. I think it's a solid one. Let's see what happens next Wednesday. Michael, thank you so much for your time. I'm sure you're on the move, so we'll catch up later.
Exactly. I'm on the way to Bechem. There's GP on match day.
Yes.
Bechem at home to Accra. And there's an interesting thing about Bechem United. Last season, they did not win the Ghana Premier League from their opening games until match day 4 when they beat Dreams FC at home.
Mm-hmm.
And this season, they've not won in their opening 3 matches. The match day 4 is against Accra. So Soka also are beaten in their last 13 GPL matches. So it is going to be an interesting fixture.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. Safe trip there, and all the best as you cover the Ghana Premier League game later today.
Exactly, and right after this call, I'm going to play you.
Interesting stuff. Michael, take care. All the best.
All All right, bye.
All right, bye. That was Michael Asaibodu joining us, giving his thoughts on the Black Star squad. For our listeners, what do you make? What do you make of the Black Star squad? For the Black Star squad as named by Otto Addo for the final 2 games in the series. Let me know what you think. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Send me a WhatsApp message, but the phone lines are open. So you can give us a call. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061 or 030-279-4805. 030-279-4805. Let me know what you make of the Black Star squad. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Yeah, neighbor.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm Charles calling from Dansuma.
All right, Charles, please go ahead.
Yes. So, indeed, I love Raymond. I love him. He's very, very objective. Very, very. Sometimes he goes over the board, but very, very, very objective. Very observant. And the passion there, everybody knows he has it. You see, this guy they called, Ataku. You call the guy, the next call, you don't call him. You give a reason for not featuring him. Why don't you update us? This hard guy, he will talk plenty. That kind of work they do. Who do they satisfy? They are supposed to update us. They are supposed to carry us along so that the team becomes strong. So you don't allow the guy. And Michael, his contributions are very, very nice. They have been calling the guys, you come, you feature small, or they don't feature, and that is the end of you. You see, for the defense, we need some solidity. And it keeps on flattering the way it's going. This time, this month, another time, another. They call this Pepra guy. They don't know what is going to happen. So it's like that. Thank you very much for the objective analysis you guys have made.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. 030-279-4805. Let me take this caller. Hello. Hello.
Good morning, Nathan.
Yes, good morning.
This is Otto from Tema.
All right, Otto, please go ahead.
Nathan, please, I would want to inquire about something. How do you call it? How would you rate Ghana Premier League?
How would I rate Ghana Premier League? In terms of what?
In terms of performance in Africa.
In terms of performance in Africa, I mean, it's not.
Let me say something. You know, with the African Cup and other issues like competition in Africa, I guess you rate Morocco, Egypt, South Africa, or other countries. Ghana, let's say Ghana will be like Group C somewhere, isn't it?
Group C, yeah, of course.
You know the reason I'm asking?
Why?
Do you know that every country that performs well in terms of competition, it is their goalkeeper who takes them far?
Well, I mean, not in some cases, yes. So. Defense. So the entire defensive unit. So a goalkeeper is defense.
For Morocco got to where they got to at the last World Cup because of Bone. Do you know that?
Yeah, and his defense.
Yes, thank you very much. Can same be said about Ghana? No.
Sporty FM.
The goalkeeper, you people are always praising. No, he's not gotten there yet. Ghana has not met a tougher team with the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
when we met Nigeria, just the friendly match, he considered 2.
Yeah, that's true.
You know something? Let's all face facts. Because do we just want to participate in the World Cup or we want to do well?
I don't know. You have to ask Otto that. He has his own objectives.
So the way people are, Benjamin, he's not gotten anywhere. Let me tell you something. The best keepers, the countries that have the best keepers, most of them don't play in their local league. If Asari is there, by now Egyptian team, the top teams that play in the African Cup League, they'll come and buy him. We've not gotten there yet.
Okay, so I want to get
have a keeper like
I want to get the crux of your argument. So what is the crux of your argument?
My argument is that we should tread slowly. We can qualify. After the qualifiers, we will qualify. But going there to perform is the issue. They have a saying that giving birth, it's easy, but money for cocoa be the problem. So we should tread cautiously. For the qualifiers, because in our groups, it is only Mali. And Mali, the reason why Mali did not qualify is the coach they sacked, then Nigeria went to pick him. Do you think if Mali had the current coach, like by now they will be leading?
Well, but Thompson Feet had the chance to beat Ghana the other day, right? But he didn't.
Nathan, you and I, let's be real. The goal we scored in Ghana was there a foul. Sometimes let's face
No, you see, if you said there was a foul on who? A foul on who?
You proved. Nathan.
No, you see, you saw. Take it easy. Relax. Take it easy. So according to you, there was a foul somewhere. That is okay. That is fine. That's your perspective. I watched the game. I remember I was at the stadium that day. I couldn't watch a replay. I watched the replay 2 days later. When I watched the replay, I wasn't too convinced that there was a foul somewhere.
Hey, Ghana man. When it goes against that, you complain.
No, I'm not saying. No, you see, relax. Take it easy. I have said so. You see, there are so many things I say. Now you might. It's very convenient to say that I'm saying so because I'm Ghanaian. I remember when we beat Central African Republic 4-3. I kept saying that the penalty we got was a terrible penalty.
Yes, I remember.
Good. So in that case, will you say Ghana man?
I'll still say Ghana man.
Yeah, you see, so every argument and on its merits, in any case, it's a viewpoint. You said there was a foul. I don't begrudge you for holding that point of view at all.
Thank you.
I don't begrudge you. I'm sure if you were asked to like demonstrate where the foul was, I'm sure you can easily point it out and say that's the foul. We shouldn't have gotten a goal there.
You know something? I'll plead with you. Try and watch the goal over and over again if you can.
I watched it 3 times. Okay, I'll watch it again and see.
Slow it and watch before the ball hits.
I should slow it. I don't know how I'm going to. I don't know where I'm going to get anything to slow. It's highlights that exist. Anyway, no problem. So your point is that one, we should qualify and we should have a double think about our goalkeeping position. Okay.
Yes.
No problem.
Because a keepers win tournament. Because it's all over the world. Let's see, if we have a keeper like Allison in Ghana's pool, will you shake?
Unfortunately, we don't have Allison.
Will you shake?
Not necessarily.
Thank you.
Not necessarily. But anyway, look,
thank you very much.
This is up to the national team selectors. Anyway, thank you so much for your call. Let me take others. 054-257-1061. We'll talk about the Ghana Premier League, preview some games from Europe, and then we'll talk a bit about the Black Stars. They take on Côte d'Ivoire in the final of the Wafubi Under 17 Championship. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello, Nathan. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Victor here. Good Friday.
Yes.
Just a couple of things.
Yeah.
So I first want to react to the Gianni Infantino issue, if I'm allowed to. There's this story circulating that FIFA cannot solve geopolitical issues.
Yes. Yeah, Gianni Infantino said that. Yes.
I find that quite hypocritical, to be honest. It's the same FIFA that, with lightning speed, got all footballing bodies to solidarize with Ukraine in the aftermath, the beginning, as a matter of fact, of the Russia-Ukraine war. Everyone was displaying yellow colors, in solidarity for Ukraine. Russia was suspended. Russian clubs were suspended from European international competitions. And I don't even know if the suspensions have been lifted until this time. And then Israel is in the same position, killing people for fun in Gaza. And all of a sudden, FIFA is not geopolitical. I find that quite disingenuous, to be honest. And for me, it kind of like speaks to, the double standards and this politics of convenience that happens even at the highest levels of football. Because you see, if the UN has been able to agree that what is happening in Gaza is a genocide, it's either FIFA wants to take a position or not, but they cannot pick and choose. So because it is Vladimir Putin leading Russia, by all means, Russia is evil. Netanyahu is killing people in Gaza, and we don't solve geopolitical issues. I find that quite insulting. Onto football though. I on the select the call-ups for the squad for the Black Stars game. I don't think there is too much to talk about there. I was just a bit surprised that the Kotoko guy, the Amwa dude, was not called up. I think he's been having a bit of a purple patch in the last few months. He's been quite good. But then again, there isn't too much comms over that. I'm sure he'll probably get his chance if he keeps up the levels. Now, on Otto himself, I still maintain the position. I think that I believe he will get us over the line to the World Cup. He will qualify us. But I really do not believe, yet, to be honest, that Otto should be in the dugout for us at the World Cup. I have made this argument many times, but I think that Otto, from purely a technical place as a manager, is not good enough. I have asked a couple of questions. Yesterday on the show on Sporty in the evening, I asked a question. If I asked anyone, maybe Raymond or you will be able to tell us, what exactly is his football philosophy, for example? If we're watching a game, if Ghana is on the back foot or we're on the front foot, what are the principles of play that we can point to say this is the Otto signature? Such that there is a system and a clear philosophy that we want to play. This is how Ghana wants to play, such that when we make call-ups, these are the justifications for which Kofi or Ama has been called to fit into a particular system. And so if we need to play a double pivot, because we're consistently playing double pivots in all Black Stars games, what's the justification? Does it speak to a specific footballing style that Otto likes to play, for which we need to have a double six, even in a game against Chad or Comoros, and sometimes it's comical, right? And so for me, there isn't a clear signature that Otto has footballing-wise, and plus, I also agree that after the AFCON fiasco, the disqualification fiasco, I didn't think that would have been enough to sack him, right? A question was posed to me yesterday by someone that if he didn't qualify us for the World Cup and if he's able to get us to the World Cup, shouldn't that speak to some improvements that, that he has learned lessons and he has improved and then he gets us for the line to the World Cup? But then I ask myself, if you look at how we played right now in these qualifiers and how we played during the AFCON qualifiers, what is different, really? How different are we in our play? What is new? What unique thing would you say, well, this used to happen during the AFCON qualifiers and we're not doing that anymore? Maybe the only thing I can point to is the fact that we are not shipping goals as much as we used to, bar the Central African Republic game, right? But apart from that, there's nothing really distinct about this team that speaks to Otto's, influence. For me, it might sound a bit brutal, but I think that I believe he will get us to the World Cup, maybe just over the line. But we should not go and show up in America to feel good about it. We need that to go there and compete at the very highest level. And I don't think that Otto should stay in the job afterwards. I strongly believe that he should be let go. He should let go. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's take a few more calls and then we proceed with the rest of the show. Your WhatsApp messages are equally welcome. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Let me take this caller. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Nathan.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Ozden, calling from North Industria.
All right, please go ahead.
About what Raymond spoke about with regards to Atakon issue.
Mm-hmm.
If it's possible for the GFA to explain to us, because I don't see the reason why as a coach come to country train will not be part of the match day squad. I am sure he took winning bonus for our win against Mali. He was paid per diem. The ticket was bought. They should give us an explanation. We will not sit down for them to be misusing our money like that. The squad that is called up for the upcoming games, I believe we'll be able to win the 2 games. The players themselves know the tasks ahead of us. I believe they want to pick up more than us.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be happy if Ghana qualifies. Maybe I might not be able to travel to US or Mexico or Canada to go and support them.
Yeah.
Their career and the future of their career is at stake. I have a small issue with your channel.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, there is a hitch. Another station is entering, so we are not getting the signals very clear. So if your technicians can connect.
Okay, all right. All right, thank you so much for that. Let's take 2 more calls, and then we'll call it. We'll put a lid on the phone calls for now. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. Let's take 2 more calls, and then we proceed with the rest of the show. Hello?
Hello, Nathan.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
I am very grateful for this program because it gives us the opportunity to, express our view. Thank you.
Okay. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Kevin, calling from COVID-19.
Okay, please go ahead.
All right. Me, the last but, 2 caller was saying that Otto doesn't know what to do with the team. I disagree with him. I think that he knows how to, he is so clear. If you look at his player selection and stuff like that, he knows what he wants to do with the team. So normally, you could see that he wants, a balanced team with left footers within the right places in the midfield and stuff like that, which is good.
Okay.
But the point is that he doesn't know how to use the players. And sometimes he wants to play a 3-back system, but do not use the right profile players to execute that plan for him. And that is what I think he's lacking. To me, he is a very good coach, but he is not to the standard of Black Star. I guess you agree with me. Yes, of course.
Okay, so you say he's a good coach, but he's not Black Star's coaching material.
No, look, we've seen so many coaches coaching the Black Star.
But you're making the same point. You are making the same point as the caller. I guess the caller was ultimately saying that he didn't think Otto was Black Star's material
but
too.
He said that he doesn't know. He's not seeing a style of play.
Yes.
Otto is showing a style of play.
Okay, so what is Otto's style?
You could see that he wants to play. He initially started with an attacking football. Then he realized that his back is not good. So he decided to tweak it to a 3-back system. If you watch carefully, he started from Mali, he won. So he should have continued and perfect that 3-back system. But he decided to go back to the 4 system where he doesn't have the right profile of players. And then he started messing up again. At least, if you want to play an attacking football and you know that your defense or, defending the team is not that good, you stick to the first plan that helped you, the winning at Mali.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, we won, is it 2-1?
Yeah, 2-1.
The 3-back system where, So he should have stuck to that plan and perfect the 3-back system. Manchester, your team, Manchester United, your coach.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's having problems with the 3-back system, but you could see he's getting his way through one after the other. And that is,
and yet he's still losing matches.
Yes, he's still losing matches, but he knows what he wants to do. But I'm sure with time, he would come good.
Yeah, when United are in the championship.
Yes, he has stick to his star.
Yeah, I'm saying that when Man United will ultimately get relegated and go to the championship.
Oh, I don't think so. You know, they're going to win this week, even though I'm an Arsenal fan. But let me stick to Addo. To me, Otto we need to pick a coach who can take us to World Cup. If he can understand and stand by the coach as an assistant coach and study and get the experience. Some people are saying you are starting the experience. It's not showing. This is total matter because he doesn't really knows how to use the profile or select the profile of players that he wants to execute his plan. And I think if the GFA is listening, they should understand what I'm saying and help him with a coach where he would be an assistant coach. And then we move on. Thank you. All
right. Thank you. Let's take one more call, and then we move on. We'll talk about the Black Starlets. They are in Côte d'Ivoire, they'll take on Côte d'Ivoire this weekend in the final of the Wafubi Championship. The two teams have already made... Okay, the final is today, I'm told. The two teams have already qualified for the Under-17 AFCON. So today they are just fighting to be called winners of Wafubi. Let me take this caller. Hello?
Good morning,
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
From
Sorry? Hello? Yes. Okay, all right. Please go ahead.
Yeah, listen, you know what? It's a same match that has destroyed Manchester United. That is getting into the Black Star, and we will not allow them. We've seen the likes of Mourinho, the Bengal, and what's not, managing Man U, and it has never turned out to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Look at our midfield. We had a certain player called Mubarak Wakaso. He was doing all the dirty work in the team, and then you end up giving a long pass. Which of your two midfielders? What is that guy's name? Charity man later, team man. So I know what coaches 1,000. Now, team man, coach 11 is you. Which are going to make players which of the players have even tasted Champions League final, the currency. We had the likes of Abedipene, Ibrahim Sanko, Samuel Kufuor, Michael Essien, and Suleiman playing in the Champions League. A certain Debbie, you have never even tasted Champions League before. And he is captain the Black. Is it not an indictment to the team? Yes, it is. So players saying, dear coach, like I know I'm not saying I'm a Manchester United there. They won't find it. Otto is the best coach who's ever qualified out to the World Cup, and this time to do that. You will still man the Black Star to fight it.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, man. All right, let's go through some of the comments that have come in. Very, very interesting comments. This one says, at this point, we need to organize a full-blown demonstration to hand the Black Stars coaching job to Christopher Nimley, and Raymond can be his assistant. Okay. This one says, okay, that goes on to say,
Read. I like that.
Or you say, okay, talk is cheap. Okay, let's just make it official. Ghana better win this match so the final one can be a party back home because qualification will already be secured, right? It says, as for Otto, he's not the Moses to lead us to the promised land, but we all know the FA will take him to America. Okay, Kweku from Bournemouth sends that. This one says, okay, that's the same person. Vela from Musu says, I think the squad is one of the best, and World Cup qualification awaits us on Wednesday, and we are going to the US, Canada, and Mexico. This one says, I'm one of the few who believes that regardless of what happens in the World Cup, he needs to be relieved of his duties. Qualifying Ghana to the World Cup will be an extraordinarily great feat for him. However, I still maintain he hasn't shown enough evidence that he's actually a good football coach. Otto time has been marked by inconsistency, tactical confusion, and underwhelming performances. Okay, and you have to look at it from the context of the kinds of players we assemble for national team duty. When you watch the team play, you can't even ascertain what the principles of play are, whether we are defending or playing on the front foot. Nothing is clear. He hasn't been able to figure out what to do with Iñaki, Semenyo, and Kudus. And then he says the constant fixation on playing a double pivot in every game is perplexing. Here's another thing. He's on a $50,000 salary. With this kind of investment, we should be dominating, not scrapping by to get over the line. I see. All right. Quite interesting comments. Let's go through other messages.
Who sent that one?
That's Victor in Tema. So Victor gave us a call.
Okay.
Benjilo from Agona Swedru says the Sporty breakfast is really a classic. I think with these kinds of players, we have Otto has no excuse than to win the next 2 games. I'm okay with the squad. Hopefully, I trust Thomas Partey shows up well in another away encounter. Yawopuni. Why are you like this, Raymond? Pius from East Legon Hill says Liverpool will dismantle Chelsea tomorrow. I think the Black Star squad is decent, but the question is how he puts them up and how to get the very best from them. All right. I don't know whether we should take one more call. It's almost 9. We've got to talk about the Black Starlets in a bit. But all right. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Let's take one more call. And then we talk about the Black Starlets. Hello.
Hello, Nathan.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Nathan, this is Otunfo calling from East Legon.
All right, Otunfo, please go ahead.
Nathan, see, to be sincere, you see this Black Star midfield there. None of our players will be able to break into a Pep Guardiola team.
Why?
None of our players. Yeah. Because they don't have this, But Nathan, you can't be telling me that, like, as a midfielder, not like I run Nathan, you couldn't even spot the run. And, they'll just be. Hey, Charlie. I think about these guys. I know they understand the kind of ball they play. And then you see, I like what Kelvin said about Abdul Salim. I know him personally. Like as a Medina boy, I saw him going up, playing under 12 and all that, blah 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 blah. And I was one of those guys who were waiting for him to, become a Black Star player and all that. But Nathan, see what the guy they play now. I swear, me never could play.
Hey.
What are they do now? Oh, guys, You see, now he feels like this arrival mentality. Like after did it with him too much to an extent that he whenever he gets the ball, he elaborates on the ball and he forgets his role. I don't know if you realize that most of his mistakes he does lead to goals. I don't know if you guys have been that but as far as that boy is concerned, don't know about to see see. I'm with Kelvin any day. That guy for no way Black Star gets again. If for no way Black Star gets again, like make you go learn the basics of football because you know the starting. They even want to write to bring my point in time. So I still don't understand the kind of football he's playing. But you are midfielder where striker they run and look. Let me talk about this guy too. Come out into the manner. You remember that famous 2 against 1 he had with Iñaki?
Yeah.
You saw the finesse. This finesse, even in FIFA 24, that ball would never be possible to score.
Okay.
Nathan, Black Star here, Charlie. We don't have any quality in Black Star again. We don't have any quality. Just that we are just dwelling on our past glories and then the fact that Ghana is a footballing nation and blah 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 blah. Yeah, Iñaki is struggling because he is playing with players that do not understand the basics of modern day football. That's the reason why Iñaki Williams is struggling.
Okay.
And if it happens like that, you kind of lose confidence and all that. Initially, Iñaki is struggling because of the guys he's playing with. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for your call. All right, let's move on. All right, let's talk about the Black Starlets. They are in action today. They take on Cote d'Ivoire in the final of the Wafubi tournament. The two teams met in the group stage. Cote d'Ivoire won by 3-0. ultimately, the Black Starlets qualified out of the group, beat Nigeria in the semis to make the final. The two teams, by virtue of making the final, have qualified for the Under-17 AFCON in Morocco, which will be played next year. Now, in that Under-17 AFCON, what you need to do is finish first or second in your group, and you've qualified to the World Cup. But today, the Starlets are hoping to win the Wafubi tournament. They take on host Côte d'Ivoire in that competition. And so to get an understanding of the team and where they are going and what their chances are of winning today's final, we've been joined by Ebenezer Sefa. Ebenezer Sefa is a coach and scout, and we'll get his thoughts on the Starlets and where they are going, right? And effectively what they can do to win today's game. Coach, good morning. If you can hear me, welcome to the Sporty Breakfast. How are you doing today? Hello, Coach. Okay, all right. We'll work the line and see if we can connect properly to Coach Ebenezer Sefa. We'll be talking about the Black Starlets. So as I said, the Black Starlets, they are in the final of the Wafubi competition in Côte d'Ivoire. They are taking on host Côte d'Ivoire for the second time in as many days. They met in the group stage, lost 3-0, and they are hoping that they can get it right this time around. Let's see if we can get Coach on the line to speak with us. Coach, good morning. Can you hear me?
This is Sporty FM, the voice of sport.
Hello, Coach. Can you hear me? Okie dokie. All right, we'll still work the line to see if we can get Coach Ebenezer Sefa on. But before we get into any talk, let's listen to head coach of the Black Starlets team, Prosper Nate Ogum, sharing his thoughts on the final and rectifying errors. Remember, Ghana lost 3-0 to Côte d'Ivoire, and Prosper Nate Ogum has been speaking on, rectifying the mistakes the team has made, or the team made in that first game, hoping that they get it right a second time, or at the second time of asking.
I think in the first game we played on a high line, so anytime we lost the ball on transition, they took advantage of our disorganization and then punish us on that. If you look at the goals that they scored, they were out of transitions, defensive transitions. When we were attacking them, we lost our shape at the back. We were high too, and then they took advantage of that. I think if you watch us against Nigeria, it wasn't like that. The back line was in a different shape as far as the game was concerned, because we had learned from our mistakes. So I think we've seen that, and then we've worked on that. So for the rest, I think it's not for the presser.
All right. So that was Prosper Nate Ogum, head coach of the Black Starlets. Let's hear him again talking about the game itself, right? The game itself, potentially what could happen and how he's approaching the game on the game in the final, which is later today.
Basically, I think that it will be an issue of character on the field of play, the mentality. They defeated us, and it's the second time to play them. So I think it's enough motivation for us to come in strongly and then make sure that what happened in the group stage, it doesn't happen again. It's a final game, and in final games, anything can happen. The tension, the anxiety, the anticipations, the expectations can sometimes let even players lose their focus on the football play. So to me, I think we need to focus more also on the character aspect of the game so that we stay focused and be able to play our game.
So those were the thoughts of Prosper Nate Ogum, who's head coach of the Black Starlets. They take on Côte d'Ivoire today in the final of the Wafubi competition. Now, the Wafubi competition is all part of the zonal competition that will determine places in the Under-17 AFCON. So, as you would have known, the process of qualifying has really rubbed a lot of people wrongly. Several people have criticized the fact that, there's the zonal competition, and, it means that some teams will qualify at the expense of others. So, for example, Ghana has made it to the under-17 AFCON at the expense of Nigeria. And a lot of people are not happy with that at all. So, I guess it's generating a lot of controversy. But that's what's happening as of now. And that's the qualifying process as things stand. So Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire have made the final of the under-17 AFCON in Morocco. It will be played next year in Morocco, and Africa will have 10 teams in the under-17 World Cup, which will be played in Qatar. Let's not forget that the under-17 World Cup these days is played every year. So from, I think, last year or so, it was going to be played every year up until 2029, and it will be Qatar that will be hosting. Right, so FIFA has decided to just change things and play the under-17 competition every year so that people or children or boys in that age category can get to play. Let's say if you are 15, you can get to play. If you are 16, you can get to play. So that if somebody is 16 and they don't make a particular under-17 squad, or if they are 15 and they don't make a particular under-17 squad for a year, they can return the next year. Hopefully their team will qualify. Right, it takes away the 2-year difference that the competition used to have back in the day. It used to be played in odd years every 2 years. So that would mean that somebody would never have the chance to play because maybe his country didn't qualify. And by the time the next under-17 competition comes about, they are 17 and over and they cannot play in that competition. So that's why FIFA changed all of this so that lots of young players, lots of boys, quote unquote, will also get the opportunity to play in the competition.
Kudus game. Are you ready? Kudus day. Kudus day. If it Kudus game. Ghana Black Stars, we ready for anything that go come for this World Cup. No lose, no draw. We winning every single team that go come for this World Cup. We go celebrate. We be champions already. Black Stars never lose. We go celebrate. We be champions already. Black Stars never lose.
So in terms of the Black Stars, this is what they've done so far in the competition.
Stars never lose. Are you ready? Boys, are you ready? Spot back Kamate. Control the back Tariq Lamte. It's how cool you ready? Idrisu Babade. Gideon Mensah Boeche. How can you score while I got slow?
All right, this is the Sporty Breakfast. 054-257-1061. That's the WhatsApp number, is the text number. You can also give us a call. I mean, we've already taken calls, so we won't take any more calls. If we have time later, we'll take some. But let's go to the line again and let's speak with Ebenezer Sefa. He's a coach and scout. Coach, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Yes. Thank you so much. The network was acting up on the other line. But, Coach, your thoughts on the Black Starlets under Prosper Nate Ogum. They started the group stage. We saw them lose to Cote d'Ivoire. They rectified matters. Now they are in the final. The biggest achievement that they've made the under-17 AFCON, but they play Cote d'Ivoire again in the final, which is set for later today. Your thoughts on the team, what you've seen about them, and how they can possibly win today's final. Then we can talk about what they should be doing in the under-17 AFCON later next year.
Well, thank you, and good morning to your listeners. So I must say that Prosper and his technical team, alongside the playing body, have done a marvelously well, because in the first game against Cote d'Ivoire, I realized that the Ivorians were better in all departments. They were stronger than our boys, and of course there was some kind of respect. And he, of course, this was a tournament where these boys were so naive on the day. So for me, I think that they really do well not because they can play. The Ivorians were stronger than us, and everything favors the Ivorians in the first game. I mean, support, everything.
and they were better. But I think that the Starlets and the Prosper and his team did a good job by beating Niger by 3-1, and I think that the confidence of the boys came, and that is why they were able to qualify by beating Nigeria and probably getting the slot for the AFCON. For me, it is a massive achievement. I mean, looking at the boys' confidence, I spoke to Prosper myself right after the game against the Nigerians, and he told me that, look, Eben, I just told the boys that, look, this is the opportunity to make history. This is the opportunity to also write a name in the history name of Ghana football. It's a very long time since Starlets qualified. So if you are able to beat Nigeria, you are there. The purpose of the team coming here to play this tournament is to qualify for the AFCON. And for me, I think that was a massive pep talk from the coach, and the boys took it, and you realize that they were all over the place, dominated in terms of transition, individual brilliance, and for me, I think that they've done so well, and I wasn't surprised they were able to beat the Nigerians and qualify for the AFCON.
Great. Now they play Cote d'Ivoire again. What should they improve? Because I mean, the Ivorians will present the same squad, same players, and all. Professor Ogum has spoken about the fact that the high line, which he tried in the other game, was not the best decision. So, what should be the plan ahead of tonight's final?
Oh, it's simple. Whatever we came here to achieve, we've done it. We've made history for ourselves. It's another time for us to make another history by turning the scoreline against the Ivorians. You've seen them play, and now you have the confidence. You are also going to Morocco with them. This is the time. Prove to them that you are better than them. Prove to them that the first game where you are a bit naive. Prove to them that you are strong. Prove to them that you are better. And this is something that I'm sure Prosper will be telling the boys, and I believe that we should be able to do it, because watching the game against Niger and the game against the Nigerians, there are massive improvement from the first game, second game, and the Nigerian game. So I believe that this is a game that we believe that, look, let's go all out and make sure that the mistakes that we made against the Ivorians, we will not commit that mistakes anymore. Of course, the Ivorians will be think that, look, we dominated Ghana, we have played them, we have support behind us, everything favors us. So probably they may come in and think that Ghana, they can go ahead and then beat Ghana, and that is where probably the boys can pull a surprise. So I believe that tonight's game, Prosper and his charges will be able to lift the trophy.
Finally, Coach, I mean, you mentioned that their target has been met. They've qualified for the Under-17 AFCON. Do you think that, I mean, now that they've made it, I don't know whether it's too early to start thinking about potentially what they should try and do in Morocco, or you think the focus should be finishing this tournament first, and then we can have a conversation as to what to improve about the team as we go into the Under-17 AFCON next year?
I believe that Prosper knows what he's doing, and the FA also knows what they are about. Definitely, it is a continuation of what they started in Cote d'Ivoire.
Okay.
In the first game against the Ivorians, second game against Niger, and then the Nigerians. And if they're able to beat the Ivorians tonight, probably it's going to be the start of the AFCON in Morocco. And I'm sure that if they're able to do that tonight, the FA will definitely put in a lot of measures for Prosper to continue whatever good work that they've done. So for me, I believe that the focus should be in today's game, match after match, and I'm sure that if they're able to finish today, a lot of compliments and a lot of plans will come ahead. Probably they have to go and play tournaments out. They have to prepare very well, move to camp, probably not in camp, probably be moved out and get more friendly matches to play. And of course, one or two players may be added, and I'm sure that will help. But for now, it is about tonight's game against the Ivorians, and I'm sure Prosper was not going to still the boys' mind to Morocco. It is not now. Now it is the Ivorians. So let's go in there and do the kill. And I believe that tactically and technically, Prosper and his boys are ready for the Ivorians tonight.
Coach, just your final thoughts on this zonal qualification. Yesterday, I heard the Nigeria Under-17 coach, Garba, talk about the fact that this qualifying method is really bad, because it means that some of the countries that have a history at this level, some of them can ultimately, or they may ultimately not make it. Nigeria, for example, they are not going to the AFCON. Just your thoughts on this zonal qualification business. Are you for it? Are you against it?
Seriously, I'm against it. I mean, when we are going for a major tournament, of course, the powerhouse in African football, you mentioned Nigeria, you mentioned Cote d'Ivoire, you mentioned Ghana, you mentioned Mali, you mentioned Senegal. You see, and this is a serious issue. Yes, Zona, you have the champion here, but at the end of the day, when you go for the major tournament, you are now. I believe that you are watching the U20 tournament in Chile.
Yeah.
You see what is happening out there.
Yeah.
So I believe that CAF will rethink and probably try and make sure that they change this method. If they do that, it's definitely going to lift the African football. You understand? We have countries that are better in terms of major tournaments, not this zonal competition. So for me, I am against it.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. I'm sure we'll speak again soon. Enjoy the day.
Thank you.
All right, that was Coach Ebenezer Sefa. He's a coach and scout, and sharing his thoughts on he's been sharing his thoughts on the under-17. The Black Starlets play tonight. Ray, the game is at 7 p.m. And the good news is that there's commentary on Sporty FM.
Fantastic. And
there's live commentary.
As always, we would give you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
Are the voice of sport.
We are the voice of sport.
Nathan, on the Black Starlets, it's a difficult game. You know, there are times you play opponents in the group stages. And the opponent indeed gets a lucky win. Let me put it that way.
You call it that?
No, I'm saying that there are times in tournaments, you meet an opponent in the group stages, they get a lucky win over you. You continue in the competition, you develop, you grow into the competition, and then when you meet that team again, you're able to turn around the story. I think that game we played against Ivory Coast, that first game, it wasn't a lucky win for the Ivorians. They did play. They did play.
Yeah, they did.
They played very well. They are a very, very good team. And they being at this stage of the competition even tells us a lot about that team. Very focused, very strong, very disciplined tactically, very talented squad.
All right.
Everything you would say about an under-17 team, this Ivorian box will take that box for you. So that's where the difficulty comes in for me. We have a very good team. We, on any day, against opponents that we figure out very well, we're able to overcome them. We're able to impose our game on them. I am hoping that everything that has to go wrong possibly goes wrong for the Ivorians today. And everything that has to go right for the Starlets does go right for us. Being a Ghanaian, I want to see the Starlets win. Being a Ghanaian, I've seen them play. I think they've been exciting against Nigeria. We saw them come to the party. We saw them control that game, get 2 crucial goals, and then saw out the game. Against the Ivorians, I wish the Starlets win. I do wish they win, and I hope that Ogum indeed, as he says, he's learned lessons and all. He has learned lessons, and maybe in terms of personnel change, if he has to change personnel to match the Ivorians in a different way or a different playing style and all, maybe he's figured that out. But Nathan, we're going to this game as underdogs, and we shouldn't be surprised if the Ivorians beat us again. Nobody should be surprised if they beat us again, because I think where they are, where they have quality, where they have a lot of strength, in terms of our ability to match them, we are a bit deficient.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping Ogum, over the last few days, has been able to find a solution to this Ivorian team. Okay, so now he has to find a way to react to what they are going to throw at them, whilst trying to figure out how to plot their downfall. It's a tough ask. Maybe Ogum will look at this tournament and say, well, we've qualified for AFCON. What can I do with this team when we come back? How many more players can I put in? How many players can I bring in to beef up the squad so that next time I meet a team like Ivory Coast, I can do a job on them? Those are the discussions I'm sure we would have post this tournament. But if we beat the Ivorians, good news. Good for the team. Good for the confidence of the boys. But it's a tough ask. And if you ask me, the favorites to win Ivory Coast, if Ghana win, surprise. Surprise. But, I mean, we only hope for the best. We wish for the best for the boys, and we hope that they go in there, don't put themselves under too much pressure, go out there, enjoy themselves, and we'll see how the game goes.
We'll see. There's live commentary of that game, Cote d'Ivoire versus Ghana, Wafubi under 17 final later today, 7 p.m. So join us for that live commentary. Every single bit of the game relayed to you, second by second, play by play. All of that on Sporty FM. Great way to enjoy the Friday night. Talking about age-restricted competitions, though, the Under-20 World Cup is happening in Chile. Let me just give you the latest results, right? The latest ones from last night. USA 3, France 0. That's an interesting scoreline. Colombia 0, Norway 0. South Africa 5, New Caledonia 0. And Nigeria 3, Saudi Arabia 2. Nigeria 3, Saudi Arabia 2. Tonight, Panama versus Korea Republic or South Korea. Ukraine versus Paraguay. Egypt versus Chile. And New Zealand versus Japan. And then on Saturday, Spain versus Brazil, Mexico versus Morocco, Argentina versus Italy, and Australia taking on Cuba. And then on Sunday, South Africa versus USA, New Caledonia taking on France, Nigeria taking on Colombia, and then Saudi Arabia taking on Norway. So those are the weekend games for the Under-20 World Cup currently happening in Chile. Let me just run the group tables by you for those who are interested in that. Japan, they are in Group A. They lead 6 points. Chile 3, New Zealand 3, Egypt 0. Hey. Group B, Ukraine 4 points, Paraguay 4 points, Panama 1 point, South Korea 1 point. Group C, Morocco 6 points. Right? 6 points. Mexico 2 points. Brazil 1 point. Spain 1 point. Group D, Argentina, who have a very strong history at under-20 level, 6 points. Italy 4 points. Cuba 1 point. Australia no point. Group E, USA 6 points. France 3 points. South Africa 3 points. New Caledonia 0 points. A goal difference of minus 13. Aloha women so. And they'll get more when they play against France. Wowza. Do you remember Tahiti from the Comfort Cup from a few years ago? Oh, man. And they qualified, they were the best team from the Oceania region. Tells you a lot.
I think if Ghana were there.
I will be winning the continental title. That's why Australia, Charlie, they moved to Asia.
They got to realize there was no competition there. There wasn't challenging.
New Zealand, Tahiti, New Caledonia, Solomon Island, Charlie, Obaloa Womi. Ghana, why are we not in such zones? Ray, we should be in such zones.
Wafu zombie.
With Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina.
Be pressing your neck.
I'm telling you. Anyway, Group F, Colombia 4 points, Norway 4 points, Nigeria 3 points, Saudi Arabia no points. So that's how it's looking like in terms of the Under-20 World Cup. And Morocco have already booked a place in the round of 16. The USA also have 6 points, so they are also through, right? So that's quite interesting. It's interesting seeing the US. Well, I'm not too surprised the US do well at this level.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at all. Typically what happens now, when you scan a lot of their age-restricted teams, you find the Hispanics and Latinos dominate. They do have the flair for the game.
Yeah.
One or two quote-unquote white Americans, and then you have some others.
A few black boys in there.
A few, black players in there.
Oh.
But but you can tell that they do put in some good work as a country at that level, right? They are very particular about that. I think all of this is premised on the college sports. So you play sports at the uni, high school and stuff. So they are able to find some. So there's a system of getting talent through, and then they put them together. You can form an under-17 team, an under-20 team, and then you find some of them moving on to play for the national team in a few years. So I'm not surprised at all.
But Nathan, ideally, that is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You find a way to work the base, get the talent, okay, and then there you go. But I'm struggling to understand how we understand this part of the job. Okay, this part of the job. There's this young man in the team, Brooklyn Reigns. Brooklyn Reigns. He plays for, I think, Houston. Yes, Houston Dynamo.
In the MLS.
In the MLS.
Okay.
Nathan. No, in the
MLS 2.
Yeah. Nathan, fantastic player. Fantastic player. Yeah. Oh, so okay. So I'm told he plays for. So he was promoted from 2 to 1.
Okay.
So he now plays for the senior team, Houston Dynamo. Fantastic player. And yesterday, you see him in midfield. You can clearly tell that, look, this is a boy who's been well schooled. And we have a lot of those players. I don't think that today, if we are talking about the best under 20s in the world, USA will present better under 20s than Ghana.
Okay.
In terms of raw talent.
Yes.
I don't think so. But the difference between us and them would be the coaching. And
the coaching and the technical development.
And how they groom them, how they teach them from 15, 16, 17, 18.
Yes, that is true.
That's going to be the difference. And that's what we've not invested in. And that's what they've done right. And they've done it across all sport. So, right from your college is post-college, playing for any of the teams, whether it's the next gen, they have the MLS next gen, all of those things. Play for all of those teams. There's a plan. There's a clear plan. So, the US, in the next, say, 5 years, should confidently put together a national team. Well, most of the players seem to know each other because they've played across most of the age competitions. Team chemistry is there, telepathy is there, understanding is there. Then they can now challenge. And that's where we are lagging. That's where we are not really pushing forward.
Yeah.
So for me, because Nathan, talent, raw talent. This is player. This is skill. This is flair. This is strength. I don't think that these boys you see here have so much of it that they can even challenge that. Look, this under 20 team. If we put a proper team together and meet them anywhere in any competition, we can beat them.
Yeah.
But we are not. But we are not there because clearly we've not figured out the best things we have to do to get there.
Yeah.
So I mean, we are seeing Morocco and the likes do it. How are they doing it? Morocco are controlling every competition that we play on the continent. Morocco is going as far as the semi-final, going as far as the
finals,
winning some of them.
Yeah.
There's a plan. Nathan, I don't know, but if it's investment,
Sporty
we are investing. Where are we investing?
That's the thing.
If it's investment, we are investing. In our football, we are investing. But where is that investment going? The investment is going to the top of the tree. So if it's soil and fertilizer and pesticides and insecticides, we are applying it on top of the tree. Okay? On top. The base, where the roots pick their nutrients, we don't want to put the fertilizer there. we don't want to put the nutrients there. But we want the fruit. We want to see the fruit on top. It doesn't happen that way.
Yeah.
So I think that we need to have a rethink, even about how we invest in the game. We are spending so much money on the Black Stars because we want instant trust. We want to see trophies. No. We want to see AFCON. Let's pump $4.6 million into AFCON campaign. Let's pump $10 million into qualifying for the World Cup. Look, Nathan, plus or minus, the estimates we've seen as far as the Black Stars is concerned, after the 10 games in the World Cup qualifiers, after the 10 games, Nathan, we'll be doing between $8 million and $10 million.
It's very possible. It's very possible.
Plus or minus. Between $8 and $10 million. To qualify for a World Cup, how much of that money have we sent to the base? Even when our under-20 went to play at the AFCON, there were issues of per diem, not being paid. There were issues of players not being paid bonuses. There were issues of players not receiving preparation monies that were due them, even after the tournament. So you look at our direction when it comes to our football itself, and there's a problem. Where we are tipping the money, and what we want to see, we are not seeing, but we continue tipping the money there. The base is left deprived. But for KGL these days, giving us back our money.
Giving us back our
No. But they're managing national assets. But for KGL giving us back our money at juvenile level, who are the people? Where? Will you see money going into that level? At that level. So who should develop it for you? Who should fix it for you to pick the fruits later? I mean, Nathan, so look, when we are critical and when we speak to these matters, people think, well, these guys, they don't know what they are saying. But Nathan, we want to see the Black Stars show us trophies at the expense of what? At the expense of that conveyor belt that by now should have been well-oiled. Well-oiled conveyor belt. That tomorrow, if if Kudus exits the Black Stars, the next Kudus. If Semenyo exits the Black Stars, and Semenyo, what was our contribution to his career development? No, Semenyo's career path. Yeah. What was our contribution?
No, none at all.
And that is the case these days. No contribution, but we want to chop. We want to benefit off the players. Hatsinodo, if he decides to play for Ghana, what would he have contributed to his career? But we see Hatsinodo and we think that he's a good player. He's gone through the ranks. He's playing the Premier League. He's playing well. We want him. In Ketia, somebody did the work down there for us to be looking for him today. Inaki Williams, how much contribution did we contribute to his career?
None.
We did not. But someone invested in him, and we are seeing him at that level. We want him to come and play for us.
I'm sure if he had our own way, would have even drafted in Nico Williams.
No, you see, Nathan, our thinking when it comes to our game itself is problematic. And if governments are not ready to invest at that level, but want to be winning or qualifying to World Cup, to trumpet it across as achievements during elections or during campaigns, Nathan, we'll continue messing up the careers of young boys in Ghana. We'll continue giving young boys in Ghana no hope as far as their football career is concerned. And it cuts across all sports. We want to go to the World Cup because MPP qualified to the World Cup. NDC must qualify to the World Cup. So, let's pump the money there and qualify to the World Cup. Not so. Nathan, is that not the case?
Yeah, we do that for the politics.
PNC qualify for the World Cup. If NDC doesn't qualify, PNC people will be laughing at them. If CPP, Nathan, that is the model we run. And that is how we run our game. But if we had a clear plan where there's a consistent flow, look, we shouldn't be beating ourselves when we go to under 17, under 20 and don't perform. Because we know we've invested so much and done so much at that level.
That's true.
To be reaping the results. So that we know how the players progress. Today, should we be inviting ineligible players to come and sit in a national team camp and dance and go back home?
The ineligible player.
Nathan, were we not told by the coach that his paperwork was not complete?
Yes.
Yes. So today, we are waiting for a player who has played for Germany at youth level to get FIFA clearance to come and play for us. And is that a game? Today, we are waiting for England to reject players for us to quickly go and hold their hands and integrate them into our team. Semenyo, classical example.
But England, did England turn him down?
Oh, no. But where? England challenge go, you know what Blasters.
Maybe he wasn't.
Oh, Nathan, stop. Oh, Nathan, stop. We were waiting for Rocker to be rejected by England. For him to come and play for Black Queens. Even at women level. Look, Nathan, let's stop this thing. Today we are waiting for Ketia to agree to play for the Black Stars.
But I thought you were the one leading this Ketia charge.
You know, no, but
I get what you mean.
We are waiting. We are waiting for reject.
Yes, I get what you mean.
To not accept to play for a national team. Nathan, the football we are not doing it. We are pretending to be doing football. We are pretending, seriously pretending. And politicians would also hold the Black Stars as their next campaign promise. Hold the Black Stars next campaign promise. You didn't qualify for AFCON, me I'll qualify for World Cup. That is it. That is the game. And we'll be tipping money there. We'll be giving all our money to the Black Stars and be leaving the under 17s, under 20s, under 15s to be dreaming of becoming the Messis and the Ronaldos of this world and never reach that level. Today you've made me deliver a sermon at the wrong time.
All right, 9:38. Okay, Ray, let's some European football now. This weekend, of course, there are all kinds of interesting games all across Europe. The biggest game in England is Chelsea v Liverpool. Chelsea v Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea are hoping that they'll be able to respond to the last few results. Liverpool are also hoping that they can do the same thing. Okay? They also believe that, it can happen. But the full match day looks like this. Okay. Bournemouth versus Fulham starts us off today. Okay? So Bournemouth versus Fulham. So Antoine Semenyo, after tonight's game, he will be getting ready to move to Morocco to play for the Black Stars in the World Cup qualifiers. But they take on Fulham. Bournemouth are at home to Fulham. Hopefully, Semenyo should continue scoring. And then on Saturday is Leeds versus Tottenham Hotspur, Arsenal versus West Ham. That's an interesting one. Arsenal versus West Ham at the Emirates. West Ham, this will be their second game under Nuno Espirito Santo. He will hope to guide them. West Ham have enjoyed playing at Arsenal in the last few seasons. I think they've won a few games there.
But not this season.
Yeah, but this is
not this West Ham.
No. It will take them a while for things to coalesce, and it looks like Arsenal are hot in form. They won in midweek in the Champions League. I wonder how West Ham are going to survive. But strange things do happen. But it'll be a tough one for West Ham, especially as Arsenal feel very confident. Then there's Man United and Sunderland at 2 p.m.
We know the outcome.
Yes. What will be the score?
2-1, 3-1.
2-1, 3-1. So Sunderland to win either 2-1 or 3-1.
Straight.
Okay. So if you are listening to us, you know what to do. Straight win Sunderland. Straight win Sunderland.
You won't go wrong.
Yeah, you won't go wrong at all. Sunderland probably to win at Old Trafford. Man United are in tatters. Okay. Then Chelsea Liverpool at 4:30 p.m.
That's the game.
Chelsea Liverpool at 4:30 p.m. Chelsea's last 2 league games have not gone well. They lost at Old Trafford, lost at home to Brighton, and they are hoping to respond to this. They won in the Champions League on Wednesday, though. I'm sure they would have been happy with that. But even that, it wasn't the greatest of performances. Benfica gave them a test. Benfica, they somehow undid their own work by conceding an own goal. But
and what makes it difficult for Chelsea again is that they are winless in their last 5 games against Liverpool at home.
Yeah,
they've drawn once and lost 4 times.
It's not the best run against Liverpool.
And you're coming up against a Liverpool team that many have described as a very complete team this season. Maybe a few challenges on that right-hand side of defense. Maybe a lot of people are not too confident about the performance of VVD these days. A lot of people seem to have reservations with regard to his strength. Yeah, I mean, the VVD of old and VVD today, maybe he's lost a bit. So many feel that Liverpool defense still could be a bit of a problem. But midfield, forward, they are one of the teams that have a lot of firepower.
Okay.
In fact, if not the most firepower, I think Liverpool rank among the teams that should trouble anybody up front. Okay, trouble any defense up front. And again, it's a Chelsea team that defensively is all over the place.
Yep,
all over the place.
We saw them concede 5 goals in 2 league games, 2 at Old Trafford, 3 at home. There's the red card thing. I don't know whether to call it a problem. I think it's too early to call it a problem, but they have this tendency against Man United, red card, against Brighton, red card, against Benfica, red card. So maybe there's something for Enzo Maresca to think about.
Yeah, so you look at the top 8 teams. Chelsea 8th, and Chelsea have considered the most goals, 8.
Wow.
Liverpool have considered 7.
They also give goals away.
Again, giving credence to what people say about VVD and possibly that trends gap. Okay, so defensively, both teams are all over the place. Offensive-wise, they do score a lot as well.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you look at teams that have scored the most goals in the top 8. Arsenal have 12.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool have 12. Chelsea have 11.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Tottenham in there. But Man City have scored the most, obviously, Man City. But they are 7th at the moment. So you look at the dynamics going into this game. Both teams have glaring weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
But who has the most weaknesses? The team that has the most weaknesses will suffer in this game.
The team with the most weaknesses will suffer
in this game. And you look at Chelsea, and you can clearly point to the fact that Chelsea have big issues in defense. Big issues in defense. You look at how Maresca has played this season. At various times and in different games, he's had very different centre-back pairings, or very different. Okay, so against. Wow. Nathan, let me just deal with this.
Okay.
So against Benfica, you have Chalobah, Badiashile, Cucurella, Gusto.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then against Brighton, look in there for me. Against Brighton, you have Chalobah, you have Otto, you have Cucurella, you have James.
So 2 constants at least. Cucurella and Chalobah.
Yes.
Okay, let me hear the third.
And then against Man United, he comes in with Chalobah,
yes,
Fofana,
yes,
James, Cucurella.
Yes.
So that centre-back pairing has seen different partnerships. Chalobah, Fofana this time around. You again look at that game.
Chalobah being the constant.
Yes.
But this weekend he's not available.
Yes.
He's suspended.
So you look at that game they played against Brighton.
Sporty FM.
When they drew 2-2. It was Chalobah, Adarabioyo, Fofana and Otto.
Which game was this?
Brentford. When they played
Brentford, 2-2. Okay. Brentford.
So that backline itself, it's seen lots of changes. Cucurella, constant last 3.
Chalobah.
But it's been Adarabioyo, it's been Otto, it's been Fofana. He has issues. He's still trying to figure out what to do.
And with Chalobah being out, it means that they are going to try a new partnership this weekend too.
Absolutely. And the Liverpool forward line will be licking their lips. There's Isaac, there's Salah, there's Gakpo. It's a Kitike.
I'm not sure. He was taking.
So he missed that last game.
Yes, and he was taking off in midweek
Injury.
Against Galatasaray.
Yes, so
asterisks by his name.
Yes. So
Alisson is not in post at all. He's out injured.
But do they have quality? Yes,
oh, they do.
Absolutely.
And especially that quality shows late in games.
Yeah.
Okay, now Liverpool have scored 4 goals after the 80th minute in Premier League games. So which means they are a very durable side. They are still in matches after 80 minutes, and that's when sometimes they go and cause the damage. Yeah. So Chelsea will have to stay in the game for as long as possible.
Yeah.
And hope that they do not continue this. Again, I'm not calling it a habit, but if Chelsea give away another red card, then I think Maresca needs to figure out what the issue is. Some people say it's inexperience. Players are making bad decisions, but I mean, they need to figure this out.
So Liverpool themselves would be licking their lips at the opportunity to put pressure on this Chelsea defense and get goals.
Also, Chelsea don't have Cole Palmer, so it means that the creative part of the team.
So you look at the game well, and Liverpool do have their defensive issues. There's a set off, where they seem to have challenges. They try to make up for it up front. So you are possibly looking at a game where Chelsea scored 2, Liverpool scored 3. Chelsea scored 1, Liverpool scored 2. So Liverpool get to score more goals than Chelsea in a game like this. And that's how the game will be settled. It's a game of which attack scores more goals. Because defensively, we know both teams to concede. I mean, Liverpool in their last 5 games have conceded in every game. Even against Gala. So big game coming up this weekend, but I think that this could end up in another defeat for Chelsea, unfortunately, in the Premier League. Could end up in another, because, I mean, even Brighton are coming to Stamford Bridge, confidently getting results.
Yeah, but you have to put an asterisk by that result.
Why?
Mitigating factors. Well, it's not like Brighton were leading when the red card happened. No, but Brighton took advantage of that red card.
We've seen teams play with a man down and a goal up. Managed to see the game out.
True, that's equally true.
Yeah, so I mean, for a team that is called the world champion, I mean, you don't capitulate after a player is sent off in the 53rd minute of a game. You don't go to sleep and shape in 3.
That is true. I mean, you need to manage.
Yeah, you need to manage the game. So that's what I'm saying. Liverpool get to score more and they win the game. It's as simple as that.
It should be an interesting one. It's the biggest game in the Premier League this weekend. Chelsea hosting Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. Let's touch on some of the other leagues, and let's see what they will be serving us this weekend. If you go to France, for example, Paris FC take on Lorient, Metz take on Marseille, Brest take on Nantes, Auxerre face Lens, Lyon take on Toulouse, Le Havre face Rennes, Monaco take on Nice, Strasbourg at home to Angers, and Lille take on PSG. That is the game of the round. If you go to Germany, they also have their own things happening there. Hoffenheim take on Cologne, Augsburg take on Wolfsburg, Leverkusen at home to Union Berlin, Dortmund and RB Leipzig play, I think, the game of the round in Germany. Bremen versus St. Pauli. Frankfurt take on Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich are in red hot form. Yeah. Stuttgart face Heidenheim. Hamburg face Mainz, and Mönchengladbach take on Freiburg. Okay, Freiburg. And if you go to Italy, Verona versus Sassuolo play tonight. Lazio and Torino on Saturday. Parma, Lecce, Inter, Cremonese, and Inter are hoping to build some momentum against Cremonese, Jamie Vardy's Cremonese. Atalanta take on Como. That's an interesting one. Udinese versus Cagliari. Bologna face Pisa. Fiorentina face Roma. This is a throwback one. Napoli take on Genoa, and the biggest game of the round is Juventus versus Italy, the Derby d'Italia. Juventus versus AC Milan. Why that's Italy? Juventus versus AC Milan. That should be a nice one. After Milan beat Napoli last week, I'm sure they would want to see how they can navigate the Juventus challenge. Juventus themselves have had a very interesting start to the Serie A season, right? And hopefully, let's see what they can give us. It's a very, very, very good game on paper. And then if you go to La Liga this weekend is Osasuna versus Getafe tonight. Real Oviedo take on Levante. Quesisibos, Real Oviedo. Girona face Valencia. Bilbao take on Mallorca. Real Madrid at home to Villarreal. They are at home to Villarreal. Alaves face Elche. Sevilla take on Barcelona. That's Sunday afternoon. Espanyol versus Real Betis. Real Sociedad take on Vallecano. And Celta Vigo take on Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid are hoping to piece together another win. They beat Madrid in the derby, beat Frankfurt in the Champions League. This weekend, let's see what they can do to to help themselves. Okay, let's see what they can do to help themselves. And the Ghana Premier League fixtures for this weekend, let me give you that. Bechem United versus Hearts of Oak. That is this afternoon's game. It's the Friday afternoon classic at 3 at the Nana Jiebo. Bechem, as you heard Michael Asai Boydu say, last season they didn't win in their first 3. They got their first win in match week 4. They are hoping to repeat the trick today when they take on Hearts of Oak. Sweden All Blacks face Bibiani Gold Stars. Asante Kotoko take on Bando Heart of Lions in the Bashir Hayford derby. Bashir Hayford used to coach Asante Kotoko. Now he's coaching Tando Heart of Lions, who are doing some very interesting things in the league.
Yeah, Heart of Lions, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Nathan. I think that I told you what's gingering the boys this season.
What is gingering?
The cocoa drink. I'm sure they'll have lots of questions for Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Heart of Lions are actually top of the table.
Yes, 9
points from 3 unbeaten.
Yes. Nathan, I told you. You see, when you take natural cocoa products, when you take the natural cocoa, I know natural cocoa is very healthy.
I know.
Natural. I always take it in the morning. I have some in my car.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's what gives the boys energy.
That's what gives energy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come and take some. Dreams take on Vision. Prekum Chelsea face Holy Stars. 11 Wonders are at home to Young Apostles. 2 Bruno teams. Hohoe United face Karela. Hohoe United, they need to start getting points on the board. Mediama face Nations in what I believe, no, it's not the game of the round, but it's a very good one. Samatex take on Ediana Stars. That game is on Sunday. On the 9th, Asante Kotoko face Gold Stars in a rescheduled encounter. Abigail Senasosu is joining us. We'll touch on a bit of the Ghana Premier League. Abigail, which is the game of the round? I think it's Kotoko Lions, but Mediama and Nations looks like, if not a close second, the other game of the round.
Kotoko Lions, yes, very big game. I also think it passes as a game of the round, and I also do agree with Nations and Mediama. Someone who's a class of the big men in Ghana football. So
yes,
the
rich men
are going to play themselves, but it also will play out as 2 sides that have got some new, young, good signings. Okay, so Kasemi Lokansi at the end of the season went for Farouk Mohamed, the best player from Division 1 from Hohoe United.
Yeah.
He was literally the top scorer, and so he also have some good players in there. And for Ibrahim Tanko is a good boost to know that Prince Owusu has been called into the Black Stars, clearly telling what they're also doing with the young players that they have in their fold. And if you know Ibrahim Tanko, he is a fan of working with young players, right from Ghana's U23 to Accra Lions. The players he has shined out every other season, and having all the big boys coming for his players. Even the year they went on relegation, George Park, who ended up in Hearts of Oak. So he just knows how to turn things around. I feel that it's going to be that swift passing game. It will be interesting to watch. It will be more like a PlayStation game, you know. It will be very good. 2 managers that believe in young talent. That's what Milo can say also does. And so at Taka and Aboso Park, it will be a very, very, very good game. But on paper, Kotoko and Lions also will give us some good game. 2015 was the last time Lions were able to beat Kotoko and beat them well. And then they went into relegation, came back, and it's been either a draw or a slim win for Lions. The last time they played, Lions had 1-0 win in Kumasi. And so
this was when Kotoko were going through,
you know,
I know they went through this patch. Horrible patch where they lost 4 games on the bounce.
Lions were part of that one. And so clearly they would want to break another jinx. They are in the year of breaking jinx. So
but Lions have started the season well.
They're on top.
I've been impressed.
Now they're on top.
Yeah, they are 9 points unbeaten. They won at 11 Wonders. You can argue that it was one, but the point is they won 4-1.
Their last 2 away games has given them 6 goals.
Yes.
So it means that they have some firepower in that attacking third as well. And Freeman Chelsea is not looking bad. I think that he's equally warming himself into the game for Lions. And so I think that it will be a good one. And on the path that like Safuduku said, everything they do now, it will be more like preparing for their next Confederations Cup game. So they would really want to see how things will pan out. You can't get into the next round of the Confederations Cup, come and lose some of these games. Clearly, it will have a toll on them if they are to lose this one. So it looks like Kotoko will just go high and above themselves. Abdul Karim Dito maybe be the one to at least avert that and beat Bashir Hayford to that one. But I'm also looking at that game in Bechem.
Bechem versus Hearts.
Yeah.
Bechem are hoping to record their first win.
Yeah.
Last season, it took them 4 games to get 3 points. Hearts are their 4th opponent. Should Hearts be worried?
And the fear every other time for Bechem, the minute they find their feet, they do.
It's true.
And they get to go a very long stretch of winning games and drawing and not losing again.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not really surprised with how they have started. They are just Bechem United. That's just how they do it. And if you are not lucky and they begin their winning streak with you, then it means it's just going to continue like that. So I think that maybe we might get to see Aminu Mohamed, the former Manchester City player. He's yet to kick a ball for Bechem United. So maybe we'll get to see him. I guess Nokan is also recovering. So maybe we'll get to see him.
Is this Didi's toughest league game so far?
I don't think so. Not Didi, but for Hearts of Oak, because the clashes have not really been about the managers, right? From 2000, that's not really been about the managers. It's really been how the two teams have always set out to play. And so you have players that have been good on the flank. Unfortunately, Hussein is not available, but George Parku should be there, should be available. Bechem also is a side that do believe in young players.
They do.
And so yes, there's Aban in there. We get to see maybe Aminu, like I said earlier. So there's that flair, that finesse they would give you, and they have that 2 pivot defense that has always done the job for them. And Bechem United have also been a club that seem to be on the black side of everybody, producing good goalkeepers as well. Yeah. One that comes to mind quickly is Idrisu. I think last 3 seasons or so, even got a bite into the Black Stars. A very short stint. So they do have quality when it comes to their defense and also their goalkeeping department. We are told that Osesibe is fit. Maybe we'll get to see him. Unfortunately, Ali Mohamed got injured in that game against Wonders and might not be able to feature. But they still have Upon Afani. So that defense shouldn't be bad. And for me, I'm still on the lookout for Abdul Karim after match day 17. If he still has that pace, that composure, then for me, I might be thinking as one of the players of the season by the end of the season. I'm just hoping that he'll be able to keep that consistency, given the number of games to be allowed to play. And I think that game against Wonders will also tell Didi Dramani that no, it's not the time to keep Duku on the bench. I think that
he has to.
Give him more play time. He looks like
threat. He
looks like he wants to play. Those typical players that get to House of Oak and say, okay, I'm in a big club, so I want to show, I want to do this. He looks like those kind of players. I feel that giving him more playing time up front to help, because the 15-20 minutes he spent coming on from the bench, it was good. He looked more like if he had more minutes, maybe something could have come. So Didi Dramani has another test, but he's also shown that even away from home, he can get at least a point and get results as well. So he's there to be beaten. We'll get to see if Bechem will pip them that 1-0, or they'll be able to just pick a point away from Bechem and then get back to Accra. So there's some good games. And I agree with you. Tijani needs to start getting the goals for Hohoi. The way they started against Hearts of Oak, I was thinking that they'll get back home and it will be fun.
We speak about, they have a nice story, but you see, this league is a very punishing league, like all leagues. They need to start getting points,
especially at home.
They need to, if they will survive. If Hohoi United will survive this league, it's their home form that will keep them in. You can win a few games away, and I suspect they may win games away, but their home form. But they have to take advantage.
Yes, if you don't take advantage of it, how do you get points on
they have to. They have to. I wasn't really happy with how they navigated their last home game. They have to do that. And they play Karela. I know it will be complex, but Hohoi need to get points on the board. The other team I'm beginning to get slightly concerned about is Dreams. Dreams are winless. You say that we shouldn't be worried. They will be fine.
They will be fine, but at what point in time will they be fine? By the time they'll be fine, will they be good enough You know, I'm sure they were confident going into the season that at least the young boys they had recruited and promoted, especially from Still Believe, should be able to hold a fort. But I think that the goals need to start coming.
That's the thing.
The goals, because if you really watch the games they have played, it would totally unfair to heap all the blame on.
No. I mean, the football has been good.
Yes.
It's been progressive.
So
it's nice.
It's the boys up front that need to really give us that final bite and get it. But this weekend is more like a brotherly
dreams and vision. I know.
It's more like a brotherly feast, you know. They're just going to sit and have a conversation. Nothing serious. One more time knows what I'm talking about. Nothing serious. Yeah, but still, somebody would want to fight for the 3 points. So another game I'd want us to really keep an eye on would be that game against St. Chain. Someone texts against Indiana. Quiet. He keeps to be doing the job. He's very happy with his team so far after 3 rounds. And one where the 2 foreign managers that are in the league, unfortunately, is not going well for Sweden All Blacks, but for Choba Aristika, he's been around. He knows Ghana.
Aristika there is gone in and out.
Yeah, so it's not really a big deal, but I think that will be a good game to watch.
Samatex are winless in 3. They have 3 points, but from 3 draws. So they won't have to start getting something. Earlier this week, they made a new appointment.
They are trying to solve their problem. At least it's good if you know your problem and you know how to solve it. Eric McQueen, yes, during his days in the Premier League, scored some good goals, and so if you are going for a goal like a goal scoring coach, that is not bad, but that's not his only job. I'm told he also has to take charge of the juvenile. So clearly they want to build that up and be able to promote their junior side. I think that it is a good thing, and if there's one club that has shown the way with that, is Dreams. Abdulaziz, where was he from? Still Believe. Misbah from Still Believe. And we've had various talents from their junior side that have done well. And so if clubs now take their junior side serious, it will really be a good thing. I'm just hoping we'll get to see more of those talents. And I think Kotoko did same last season, got 3 of their junior boys to play to be a part of the FA Cup, I think the semi-final. So clubs are gradually getting that. For the medium-term, is the way of life. So they don't really have a problem with getting their young players in there. So I'm sure we're in for some good game. I'm hoping Bekum Chelsea will also try and get their first win. He's playing at home to Masaka Oli Stars. Just maybe this could be the time that he'll try and then get some good results. It will be a difficult game for Hoho, even though they are playing at home. Kerala United have shown that they are quite formidable, at least after the last 3 rounds.
After the scary bits of last season, it looks like now they want to steady the ship and see how they can survive. Abigail, thank you so much. That's your Ghana Premier League menu. We'll be back on Monday to take you through all the results. But that's how we end this morning's edition of the Sporty Breakfast. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a very, very interesting show. Shout outs to Raymond Yamado, Abigail Sena Susu, Coach Ebenezer Sefa, Coach Christopher.